What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Maverick's Point of View. I am currently on vacation. I'm chilling with the fam. We're having a good time. It's July 4th weekend. I hope everybody's having a good time. I didn't realize, I gotta apologize to you. I forgot that it's July 4th. I don't really pay attention to holidays because I don't have a work schedule. So I forgot that it was going to be a holiday and the market was going to, do some weird, interesting things. Momentum really moves differently at the beginning of the month. I just want to let y'all know that ahead of time, and so you guys continue to learn as you grow. Also, forgive me because I have to be outside. I don't have my usual setup because I'm away at one of these vacation homes. I don't have a setup, so y'all gonna have to deal with whatever background noise, and I apologize in advance. With that being said, on the gold, let's talk about gold. Let's talk about what happened this week. So, um, again, we're never wrong. We always see what's gonna happen ahead of time. We always plan for the moves ahead of time. So as you guys seen, let's go in further to the chart. Let's zoom in a little bit so y'all can see everything. So as y'all see, we didn't get this move here, right? This zone stopped it. That's why we have this zone. Remember, weekly zones are stronger. This was a weekly zone. I've been teaching you guys these things. So when it happened, was it a surprise to us? Absolutely not. So what happened was it failed off of this weekly zone. It kind of, matter of fact, let me move this real quick. So this move didn't happen, getting rid of it. This move is still relevant. It looks like it could set up, right? So I'm going to leave it. And this is what we're going into right now. What I want to, I guess, make clear for you guys is when you do all your moves ahead of time, you give yourself that perfect piece. You know what I'm saying? You give yourself the ability to see everything ahead of time. You give yourself the ability to be tranquil in the markets. That's what you want. You want to be at peace in the market. You don't want to be in here frantic, kind of like, oh my God, what's happening? Even if you happen to take an L, you want to know where you're at, right? You want to know that, okay, well, I just made the wrong move today or at this time, but overall, my strategy is successful. My strategy is winning. That's why I do this every week for you guys. That's why I make these videos like this and draw these moves like this so that you guys aren't confused when you step into the charts so you can see all the things that might happen and where they might happen. I want you to do the same for you on whatever chart you choose, whether it be gold, oil, US 30, whatever, S&P 500, whatever you trade, crypto. If you mark up your charts like this, you'll find yourself having a lot more success. So, what happened was we got, instead of the move that I did exactly, we got this matrix kind of going on here, right? Right? We had a little bit of the matrix back and forth here, and then we popped out. So now that first move was irrelevant, but this move is still here. All right, so we're looking at this move, or we're looking at this move here. What I'll do is I'll make it a little bit better for y'all, all right? Instead of making this a level, we'll turn it into a zone. And mind you, guys, this is a mini one. So when I say mini, even though it's on the daily, and the week did end back above this level, right? It failed off of this zone here, ended up back above that previous week level. So buying momentum is looking decent right now, right? We're still in the in-between phase because this is a midpoint between this whole movement, right? So this would be about 50% of this move. Let me see if I can show y'all on this one. Oh, that's a fib. I don't even use those. There we go. Long tool. If it works, right? All right, my position tools aren't working. The Wi-Fi is crap here, so I can see why. But if we measure this out, let's just measure the movement. All right, so that's about 42,000 right here. 20,000, so almost 20,000 is almost 50% of that move, right? So we're at the halfway point of this swing down low, right? This swing low that we had. What I'm looking at here, we didn't get another lower low. Remember, I've been talking to you guys about focusing on those higher highs and higher lows, and then lower highs and lower lows. We were looking at lower highs and lower lows, right? We didn't really get one here, right? We had a push, which the candles pushed it, but they didn't get past. The wicks pushed it, but they didn't get past it. So whenever the wicks push and don't get past it, we see failure, right? And then it starts reversing. So I'm gonna draw this little level right here because this is exactly what happened. Right? So right now we're looking like I can't call which direction it is right now because I shouldn't. Why? Because we're in between. really in reality, where like if you look at the markets doing this right now, it could do this. You know what I'm saying? All right, I'm not gonna leave it there, but I just want y'all to see what I'm thinking in my mind, right? So that could happen. I'm waiting for it to pass some significant levels. So that means a high or a low to let me know where we're gonna go. I don't really like this high for a super determination. I mean, it's just really a short term determination because it's in the middle of movement. I like, as I told you guys, I want to do the peaks or the valleys, right? So I want to do the top or the bottom. I don't want to make decisions in between because that's when you might get screwed. However, we're still going to use it to kind of figure out what we'll do next week and what might happen. All right, so we're going to continue the movement up here. Boom, boom, boom. All right, so it might push this high again. We might get another high, right? Or a lower high and go back down, or we might get a higher high from this past week. It might go above this high, right? And give us to this high, and then hopefully it'll either pass this high or bounce reverse from the bottom, right? So like this, right? Now, any of those moves could happen, and we want to just be patient and wait for them to happen. We want to be patient to get confirmation. Y'all know what I mean by confirmation. We want some daily movement to create new movement or create a directional based movement for us. We want to see higher highs or we want to see lower lows. So we want to see the market make another high and then continue to make another high and let us know, okay, we're going back into an uptrend. Or we want to see this low, these lows right here, get knocked out. It go below here, and now we know we're in a downtrend, right? So I'll also fix this a little bit too. All right, so boom, boom, like it did. It did this already, and then kind of come back down here, boom, get below here, boom, and then go somewhere down there, right? I didn't do that perfectly. Matter of fact, y'all know me. See, the crazy thing about this weekly zone, right, is that once you get past there, there's nothing else to stop it but this level right here, which was the high of 2025. Well, I wouldn't say the high of 25, but it was a peak point from this matrix movement in 2025, right? So that means it's pretty significant level right here. If we get past this level right here, we're off to the races. Super downtrend on gold at that point. So I'm just giving y'all kind of a guesstimate of what I'm looking at. I want to wait, like I said, until I see another lower low or a higher high and then a real higher high here. This is really the higher high I'm looking for. Why? Because that was a peak, right? This was a previous lower high. If I pass this lower high, that means I'm going to get a higher high, and that means I'm going to go into an uptrend. And that's it. Keeping it simple, right? I want to continue to keep the market simple for you guys. You guys should continue to keep it simple for yourself. I apologize because it's hot out here and I can't barely think, boy. It's like 90 degrees out here right now in the shade. Isn't that wild? Anyway, long story short, I hope y'all really see what I'm sharing here. I want y'all to really see how simple this is over time. Remember, go back and look at the other videos that I made and see how simple this has been over and over and over, week after week after week after week. We're doing the same things and we're never surprised what will happen. Like I said, last week was no surprise. Market failed. It failed off of this weekly zone. That's not a surprise. I actually failed it. Look at this, bro. Like it failed perfectly off the top of that zone, bro. That's what we want to see. We want to see the market respecting our levels, respecting our zones. I'm good. I'm good. I feel good about this. I feel good about this next month, this next week. I really see what I'm seeing is volume come to the markets though. Like it's not just staying stagnant, right? Right, like right here or like right here. It's making movement, right? So this is I wouldn't even call this stagnant, but it's making movement, right? We're seeing movement. We're seeing movement. We're seeing movement. Oh shoot. We're not just seeing the market stay trapped in some back and forth. And as long as it's not doing that, I'm happy because that means there's opportunity for all of us. So I think that's it for this video. I wanted to keep it simple and short, and I'm going to go now. So thank you guys for tuning in. I'm going to make that XRP video. Y'all have a good week. Enjoy your weekend. Happy July 4th. I don't celebrate holidays, but I know everybody's lit because it's 250 for America. Y'all have a good one. Peace.